Good morning, you guys. Another full body. I'm just gonna stop saying that because every day is full body at this point. So, so I've already warmed up. I did 20 minutes on the elliptical, did my mobility training, whatever. So I'm ready to get into it. I feel great. Everything feels great. No shoulder discomfort. So we are good to go. All right. So the very first thing we're gonna do, it's gonna be 3 sets of these 2 exercises for a minute each. And I remember my trainer was telling me like recover enough. So it shouldn't be like a 4 minute break, but don't take too short of a break so where like you're still tired and then like you can't really perform the exercise because you're still tired from the previous set. So I found my sweet spot around like a minute and a half. So somewhere up in there is the amount of time I'm gonna take for my break. So we're gonna do around the world with a plate. I'm gonna be using a 45-pound plate for 1 minute, and then we're gonna get on the floor and do some leg lifts, scissors, and we're gonna repeat that 3 times. For the leg lifts, 1 minute as well. So it's gonna be back and forth, and then we'll get into our next exercise, okay? So let me get some music in my ear, get my timer started, and I'm ready. And nice, slow, and controlled motion on the around the world. It's not like nice and slow, okay? All right. Where am I putting my phone? Put it right here. All right, let's do it. Put my glasses. Woo. Okay. Jesus Christ. Woo. Let's get on the floor. I think I have enough room. We'll see. I got long legs. All right. Woo. Dear Lord. We still got 30 seconds. All right, let's do that again. No, fuck. Jesus Christ. Woo. That was hard. All right. Okay. Set my timer for a break. Okay. Spring all over this way. Give y'all some shoulder action. rest for like 30 more seconds. All right, y'all ready? All right, let's do it. Woo! Still got like 15 seconds. Okay, come on. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right, back on the floor. That should be good. It's crazy how slow a minute is. Gosh. All right, y'all ready? 1, 2, and 3. I don't understand why this is so hard. Okay, come on. Fuck. Oh my gosh. All right, come on. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was like ridiculously hard. Jesus. At least we know it works. Let's rest for another 90 seconds. Whew. I need to find a new song. All right, let's do it. Woo. Come on. Fuck. All right. Oh my gosh. Woo. Come on, we got like 10 more seconds. Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right. So we're gonna do weighted jump squats next. So we're gonna do a few body weight, and then I'm gonna go grab a dumbbell. So let's knock out a few body weight first. Yeah, those around the worlds. Oh, the abs. The whole set. The whole superset was crazy. All right. Let me move this out the way. Okay. That out the way. Okay, perfect. All right. All right, ready? Okay. All right, let's do some jump ones. I'm gonna go grab a weight. Whew. We'll do 45. Got sweat in my eyes, y'all. Whew. Don't you hate that? Oh man. It's like the worst burn ever. Okay. Whew. I need to wipe my whole face. Okay, so next, let's see. All right, jump squats. So we're gonna do 15, take a 30-second break, then do 12, take a 30-second break, then do 9, take a 30-second break, and then do 6, and that's the end of jump squats. Sound easy, right? Sounds easy. Yep, sounds great. Okay. And that's why I went lighter. That's why I did a 45, because I was like, no. I need to find a good song for this. A really good song. All right. Pull out the timer. All right, 15. Let me stop. Okay, come on. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 more. 30 seconds. All right, 12. 2. 7. 2 more. Oh my God. All right, come on. 2 more. 30 seconds. It was 9 and then 6, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go. 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. 30 seconds. Just 6 more. All right, 6 more. Let's do it. We're done. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it's not like the worst thing we've done. Like, we've done way worse. But look at my face. Look at my face. Look at my face. I am dripping in sweat. Okay, so just all right, I'm ready. Okay, let's knock this out. All right, 15. Let's see. 2, 3, 3. 5 more. Woo! 5 more, come on. 3 more. Nah. 1 more. 1 more, 1 more. Woo! Might have to grab that 20. Jesus. All right. To these twists. All right, y'all, 30 seconds. No, fuck. Okay. Woo. Jesus. I didn't even set a timer. Let's do 30 more seconds. All right. I think I'm ready. All right. Four. Nah. Come on. Ah. Let me get one more. Jesus. Woo. Ah. All right. I hope y'all can see. Nope. All right. That's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. Okay. All right. Just one more set. Jesus Christ. Yo, this is crazy. Let me give myself 30 more seconds. All right, let's do it. Let's do this shit. I'm gonna try to get 10. All right. 2, 3. Okay, that's all I got. All right, let's finish this up. So I'm thinking right there, not jump push-ups, clap push-ups. I don't know, push-ups. I don't know. Let me see what it is. I got y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change the angle to side so y'all can see what I'm doing. Smith machine, push up, jumps, yeah. All out, 1 minute. So as many as I can do for 1 minute. Okay. I hope y'all can see. Maybe I'll go to the front. Like here? Yeah. Perfect. You need to get it right. So if it gets too hard, like where, I still have, more time, but I can't do any more at this height, then I'll just bring the bar up a little bit. All right. Let's knock this out because I'm ready to go. I'm all gemmed out. All right, 1 minute. See, I'm ready to go. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, come on. I'm not doing no clap. I don't have time. And I'm tired. Whew. All right, come on. Let's get like 2 more. Okay, we're done. Good shit. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all in the car. All right, you guys. That concludes the workout. Listen, I sat in the car and ate my post-workout meal, which was 3/4 cup of non-dairy yogurt by Silk. I do the vanilla flavor. A cup of blueberries. 1/3 cup of my homemade granola. 1 tablespoon of unsweetened coconut flakes, and then 1 tablespoon of vegan chocolate chips. So I was hungry, y'all. I was so fucking hungry. This past week, like, by the time I get in the car from the gym, like, I am, like, so hungry. Like, starving. Hold on. I feel like my camera's not even. Oh. Sorry, y'all. Just trying to get it right. All right. I guess it's as good as going to be. Okay. Whew. Let's pull up the stats here. So I was on the elliptical for 20 minutes. I burned 266 calories, and then the workout lasted an hour and 12 minutes, including my mobility training, and we burned 600 calories. So not bad. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying it. Nothing hurts. Nothing feels like sore or anything. So it's really good. I'm excited to see what the future brings. Tomorrow is in-person session. Well, not in-person, but virtual session. So it'll be another voiceover. That's how I think I'm going to do it. So when we do our sessions via Zoom, I'll just do a voiceover because y'all can't really hear what we're talking about because I have him in my ear pods. So I think that's how that'll go. But yeah. Yep. What else? I got to figure out what I want to eat for the week. This morning for my pre-workout meal, I had oatmeal, 1/4 cup of oatmeal with a tablespoon of chia seeds, 3/4 cup soy milk, blueberries, and I put 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and I cooked it. Sometimes I'll do overnight oats and have them cold, so coming out of the fridge. But then every now and again, and I did a half a banana. Every now and again, I like hot oatmeal. So that's what I did this morning. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And it could also be because before I used to eat breakfast on the way to the gym, whereas now I eat breakfast before I leave the house. So it could have something to do with like it's just a longer period of time that I haven't eaten. But after these workouts, like I am fucking starving. Like I am like really hungry. It's uncomfortable how hungry I am. Like, seriously. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about something, and I went into more detail on it on my other channel. For those of y'all who love the motivational talks, subscribe to my other channel, Jasmine Chats. It's going to end up being mini chats, but I can't change it for a certain period of time because it's a new channel. So as of right now, it's Jasmine Chats. If you see this and you can't find it under Jasmine Chats, type in mini chats or just scroll to the bottom of my profile on this channel and you'll see all of my other YouTube channels. But on my other YouTube channel, the new one, Mini Chats, I was talking about like getting by yourself. And I've talked to you guys a lot about it because to me, I feel like it's just been a game changer in how I perceive myself, how I approach things, how I go about reaching my goals. Like it really has just changed my whole mindset. I've been very open about the fact that I'm isolated. I used to be embarrassed to say that I didn't have any friends. Like if we were having this conversation like 2 years ago, I would have pretended like I had friends. I'd be like, I have friends. The fuck? What? Because I wouldn't want people to think, see, me caring what people think. I wouldn't want people to think like I'm the problem. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a perfect person. Like, don't ever, that's not it. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I don't have flaws because I do. I know that I'm someone who takes my hustle, my craft, my goals very seriously. And that has been an issue with friendships to the sense because it's like I would rather do what I'm doing than hang out with people. And, you know, that I could see how that could come across as I don't feel like you're important in my life. I don't value you. Like I could see how it could make somebody feel. Like I get it. So if I had to say what my flaws were, I would say that's probably my biggest flaw, and I haven't changed it. But that's because I feel like I'll always have my hustle. But I've experienced so many like bad relationships that I've realized like people come and go, if that makes sense. So I could work on it if I found the right group of people to where I feel like I feel safe in that space. You know, I could show up for people a little bit more. But, you know, it just is what it is. But anyways, so I'm just saying all that to say, I know I have flaws. That's my point of that. I don't want y'all to think I'm coming off like, oh, I'm perfect and everyone else has had a problem with me and I haven't done anything wrong. No, no, no. I know what my flaws are. And I feel like that's my biggest one. But anyways, so I have spent a lot of time with myself, and I used to be embarrassed to say that I didn't have friends because, like I said, I didn't want people to think like it was all me. Because there are some women, like we all know these women who just always have attitudes, or just gossipy, or just nasty, rude, angry, bitter. You know, so I didn't want to come off across as that because I'm not bitter, I'm not angry, I'm at peace. But here we are in the current moment, and I'm comfortable enough to say that I am very isolated. I'm very selective of who I give my energy to. And I've made mistakes along the way. Like, I've given my energy to people who really didn't deserve it, you know. And I would say that because I'm so isolated into myself, I've been able to accomplish so much, in my personal opinion. Everyone has their own ideas of what accomplishments are, right? Some people value friendships, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't want you, this is not a video of me telling you don't do it like that. No, at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you, whether that's with weight loss, fitness, mental health, starting a business, switching careers. Like, I'm only going to be able to tell you my experience, my perspective, you know, and how I see the world. So, but what I will say is, because I'm so isolated, I'm able to get stuff done because I don't have distractions. I don't have people texting my phone. I don't have people calling me to talk just to see what's going on. I don't have events that I'm invited to, and it's like, oh, I have to finish this by this time because I'm supposed to be going here. Like, I don't have any of that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that sometimes I wish I do. But then when like I'll see little Facebook groups, like I found a group on Instagram. This is again me trying to get out of my shell. I'm still at a D minus. Okay, like, cause I talk about how like I want to do stuff. Like, I've been open with y'all about that too, like getting out of my shell, meeting new people. Like, I'm all for it. Like, yeah, let's do it. And then when it's time to do it, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe next time. So I have to improve on that. I can't say I want to change something if I don't change it. But there have been Instagram groups. I actually recently found a Instagram group, a vegan group of vegans in my area, and apparently, whatever date that they set, they check out different vegan restaurants. And I was like, oh, that sounds so much fun. So I joined the group, seeing what was going on. They had an event this past Friday. They went out to a couple of restaurants, two of which I had been to. So they're like restaurant hop. And I was like really ready to go. But then the old me got the best of me, you guys. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe next time. Hey, I don't know. But that's because I really enjoy my schedule. Like, I really enjoy my routine. And again, I recognize that this could be a problem. I am aware. My counselor has talked to me about this. But sometimes you just get into your own comfort zone, I guess, and it's hard to pull yourself out of it. And I would say that on the flip side of that, if you are someone who spends a lot of time with people, that it could be hard for you to shift and spend more time by yourself so that you can lock in and focus on what it is that you want to do, right? So there's two sides of that spectrum. But what I can say is I've told you guys I've never been successful with weight loss until now. I have tried to lose weight for at least 10 years. And every time I tried, I'm not going to use the word fail because you never fail unless you completely give up. But every time I had tried, I was just unsuccessful with it. And that's because I didn't have the right tools to keep me on track. And the biggest tool is mental health and how you see yourself and what limitations you put on yourself. Do you think you're capable of doing big things? Do you have self-confidence? And one thing that I noticed when I used to deal with people, because I had a good amount of friends, and again, I use the word friends very loosely, you guys. These weren't really my friends, and we've talked about this before. But the person that I was back then, it was good enough in those moments. Now, absolutely not. But people are here for a reason in a season. But anyways, at the time, one thing I noticed is that a lot of times you take on other people's opinions without even recognizing it. So let's say opinions and influence. So if you're around people like myself, if your family and your friends are overweight, you're more likely to stay overweight because, like, think about it. Let's say y'all all want to go out. Y'all ain't going out to no day. Y'all not going out to no gym. You get what I'm saying? Y'all gonna go to one of your favorite restaurants and probably do a happy hour and order some really good greasy food. Like, let's just keep it real, right? But when you're by yourself, you don't have that influence pulling on you. Then you're gonna have people, like, if you're trying to change, they're gonna try to talk you out of your change. Like, let's say you're trying to get on a schedule. You're trying to set a bedtime and stick to it, right? So my bedtime is 8/8:30. Let's say I did have friends, and let's say it was Friday night, and that's my bedtime every night. Like, I don't care if it's Wednesday, I don't care if it's Saturday. Like, and I've gotten a lot better at it. The bedtime is 8/8:30. But let's say I had friends, and they all want to go out, and I don't even drink. But let's just say or maybe they want to do a happy hour, whatever. But the happy hour, let's say, starts at 7, and I'm like, well, by the time I get there, it'll damn near be time for me to turn around and come back home because I gotta go to bed. If I had friends, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, there's gonna be someone in the group that is like, oh, come on, you can do one day. One day's not gonna hurt you. Like, let's have fun. I'm sure we all have that one friend who would say something like that. That's an influence. And if you cave into that, now you messed up your bedtime for that day. Yeah, it's just one day, but one day turns into two, and then two turns into three, and the next thing you know, you can't lock into it. But if you spend time by yourself, you don't have that peer pressure pulling on you. Let's say and I think too, and again, feel free to leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, but I think too, a lot of times we're afraid to be alone because then you have to face yourself. And that could be very uncomfortable for people. It was uncomfortable for me. Like when I lost my last friend, um, I was very sad because I didn't have anyone to talk to. I used to talk on the phone, used to have text threads going on with different people. Quick conversation. Someone would call and be like, girl, did you see this? And I'd be like, hold on, let me check. And, so I used to have all of that. And I didn't have any of that anymore. So, it sucks at the moment. And that's when I was like, let me go to counseling because I was tired of feeling sad. And I didn't realize the reason why I was feeling sad was because now I have to deal with myself and the bullshit that I've been doing and, dealing with things that I've been running from all this time by just having friends to distract me from that. So, you know, you it is hard at first, but I have become my own best friend. And I talk to myself. You might call it crazy. I feel like I'm talking to God. I have found my purpose. Now, I'm really excited to make these videos every single day. And I do make these videos every single day. I'm just excited to get up in the morning. I am way more disciplined, way more consistent than I ever was my entire life. And I no longer have limitations on myself. And a lot of times the people around you are the ones putting those limitations on you, or someone in your past put those limitations on you and now you believe those limitations, right? A lot of times too, when you're around a lot of people, if you're not mentally stable and mentally strong, you might lack boundaries. And a lot of times, if you lack boundaries, you have people around you who throw shade or who disrespect you. And again, if you're not mentally strong, you take on those opinions and beliefs of other people without even realizing that you're doing it. And then the next thing you know, you don't even believe that you're capable of losing weight. You don't even believe that you're capable of getting into shape. You don't even believe that you're capable of starting a business. You don't even believe that you can make money without working a 9 to 5 because of something that someone else told you. And this could have been in your childhood. This could have been last week. But that's what happens a lot when you're around people that are not like-minded or people who don't want to progress. And a lot of people don't want to progress. I'm sure we can all say that we've run into someone from 5 years ago, or you've seen someone from 5 years ago, maybe on social or something, and they're literally in the exact same spot they were in the last time you seen them. That's because a lot of people don't progress. A lot of people don't want to change because change is really hard, right? That's why a lot of people stay overweight their whole life because changing what they're used to is hard. Losing weight is really hard. Out of everything that I've done, I've gotten a degree, I've bought a house, I've started a business, I've started a whole bunch of platforms. Out of everything that I've done that I've succeeded in, losing weight was the hardest thing I ever did. And I'm still struggling with it because you have to make the right decision every time you open your mouth. Pause. Seriously, though. Like, you have to constantly decide to eat healthy every single day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And of course, you're going to have days or meals where you slip up and you don't choose the right thing, right? But I'm just saying, overall, like, losing weight was so hard because I was erasing 30 years of eating like shit. So, of course, people avoid change. Of course, because it's hard, it's uncomfortable. Just like I avoid meeting new people. Like I say, I want to do it. I talk to you guys about it all the time. And then when an opportunity arises, then I'm like, no, maybe next time, right? That's literally the same thing. That's literally the same exact thing, just a different circumstance, right? I could go and I might meet some really cool people. And I could reflect back and be like, wow, I'm glad I went. My new tribe could be, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, what if I go to a vegan outing and I meet like some really cool people and we really click and they know how to pour into me like I know how to pour into other people. Like, what if, right? But I'll never know if I don't go. You get what I'm saying? And this has been true with weightlifting. Like, I have been wanting to get into lifting weights, and I used to just talk myself out of it because I didn't know it was different, right? Change. And I would just not do it. But then one day I was like, I'm going to get a personal trainer, and I'm going to do it. And I'm glad I did it because I weightlift every fucking day, right? I love weightlifting, but I never would have knew that if I didn't change. So I recognize the flaws within myself and how this applies to meeting new people. But I'm just saying, too, at the same time, um, you know, a lot of times while you're insecure, and I've talked to you guys about this before, there was a time where I hated my skin color. Not being black, but just being black, like being dark skin, right? And I never thought about how dark I was until I got to high school. Like, I always knew I was black, okay? I never thought I was a white child. I knew I was black, but I never paid attention to the shade of my black until I got to high school. And the only reason it was presented to me was because other dark-skinned girls who might have been a half shade lighter than me started to make fun of me and tease me and call me ugly because I was darker than them. And because I was not mentally strong and I was a very timid child, like I still avoid conflict. And I used to be that back then too. That has never changed. So I was never really good at standing up for myself. I would just try to avoid it altogether. But because I was not a mentally strong kid, I didn't feel comfortable talking to my grandma, my mom about it. I just started to believe that because I'm dark and because those girls told me that I'm ugly, and I adopted their opinions, right? That actually happens a lot today. Not like with me, but like think about your life and things that people have told you. Like maybe you have a big nose and someone brought it to your attention, because you got to think, like when you're a child, kids aren't thinking about that stuff. Like another kid will present it to that child, but you as a child, like you're not sitting there in the mirror like, oh, my nose is too big, oh, my skin is too dark, or oh, I'm too fat. Like you're not thinking about that. It's not until somebody else tells you their opinion about you that now has you second guessing yourself. And that happens through adulthood too. Like, so when you're around people, that's what happens. And a lot of times, I don't think everyone is like trying to hurt your feelings, but they don't even realize that they're doing it. You get what I'm saying? They don't even realize that they are projecting how they feel onto you, and they're projecting their insecurities onto you. And so then now you have put limitations on yourself, because it could have been like an ex-boyfriend from 7 years ago, 10 years ago, right? Who told you ain't ever gonna be shit. And now today you still believe what someone who's not even in your life anymore told you. But when you spend time by yourself and you face your traumas and you start to heal yourself, you start to realize that you are capable of anything. There is nothing in this world that I feel like I couldn't do. Now, I'm not sitting here saying it won't be hard, but I'm up for the challenge because I've overcome so many things in my life. So I encourage you. I'm not telling you to be a hermit. I know I can be a hermit. Okay, I know there's levels to this, right? But I do encourage you to spend more time by yourself. You will be surprised at how much you can accomplish when you don't have people texting you all day, when you don't have people calling you all day, when you aren't invited places. Because not only is not being invited places good because now you can focus on what you want to do, now you ain't got to spend no money. You gotta look at it like that too. You ain't gotta spend no money, because you know the minute you step outside, it's an instant $100 that you're spending. Instant, right? So if you want to save money, that's why they say if you want to save money, stay in the house. Okay, it's cool at home. Home is a cool place to be. Okay, so Stop feeling like you have to always be around people. You don't. It is hard to be by yourself at first, but it slowly gets easier. And then you realize, like, there's so much peace and solitude in being by yourself. And I think, too, sometimes people associate being isolated to being lonely. And that's not true. I am not lonely. Okay, I am not lonely. And that's why, like, it's hard for me to get out of my bubble because I really enjoy what I do and because I have found purpose. But you're never going to find purpose if you don't spend time by yourself. Because have you ever, like, I know this happens a lot. Like, if you come from, let me give an example. Like, if you come from a family of nurses, right? Maybe your grandma was a nurse, maybe your mom was a nurse, and now they're expecting you to be a nurse. But you don't really want to be a nurse, but it's kind of pushed on you because that's what they think you should do because that's what they did. It's the same concept. So you end up going to nursing school and being a nurse, but you might not like it. But it was pushed on you. Like, you were expected to be a nurse. So therefore, like, you're not really living in your purpose because that's not really what you want to do. So you just kind of like, yeah, another day, but that stuff like that happens all of the time. But if you're able to spend time by yourself, you can realize, like, hey, I don't have to be a nurse and I don't have to seek someone else's approval. I'm going to live for me. I'm going to do what makes me happy. Do you get what I'm saying? I know that happens a lot, like people who go to college. Or maybe no one in your family went to college and now everyone expects you to go to college because you're going to be the first college graduate in the family. But you might not have wanted to go, but you went because you didn't want to disappoint anybody. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, that is other people putting their opinions and their beliefs into you, and now you are accepting that and thinking that's what you have to do to gain someone else's approval. But at some point, you get sick and tired of that shit. At some point, but maybe not everyone. Some people do end up living their whole life, just trying to get the approval of others, and that's very unfortunate. But when you spend time by yourself, you can figure out what truly makes you happy. You can realize that you are capable of any and everything. You have no limitations. The only limitations you have are the ones that you set on yourself. And the reason why you put limitations on yourself in the first place is because you were around other people who put you in a box and you accepted that box. Do you get what I'm saying? So spend more time by yourself. It's a beautiful thing. It's very peaceful too. And that's another reason, and again, this also has to do with the group of women that I used to be around. They served a purpose in my life. I'm not sitting here saying it was all bad. It was not all bad. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of gossip involved. There was a lot of trying to make people happy so people won't be mad at me. Stuff like that. You can't really, especially with women, even though it shouldn't be like, but I feel like it is. It's just kind of like, it's just very peaceful to be by yourself. And just because you're by yourself does not mean you're lonely. Lonely, I feel like, is when you want to be doing something else, but you're not. So you're sad because you're not really living in your truth. But if you find purpose, it's not lonely. You get what I'm saying? Like, days go by so quickly for me. I don't feel like the days drag. But that's because I'm literally doing what I want to do every day, and I'm slowly seeing progress. You get what I'm saying? So it keeps me motivated, it keeps me going. And I'm able to project positive energy to you guys and to people that I come in contact with because I really am happy. So don't associate being isolated with being lonely. Those are two different things. And don't associate people being by themselves as being depressed. That's not always true. I think people who are depressed is because they're living in the past and they can't seem to figure out how to live in this moment because they haven't fully healed from what has happened in their past. But when you do embark on this, like, go to counseling. Like, I talk about this all the time. Like, you're going to have to vet your counselor, find a counselor that's a good fit for you. My counselor, she's African American. She runs her own counseling business. So I felt like that was a good fit. She's older than me. I run my own business. I'm Black. So I feel like she can understand, things that I'm going through, trying to navigate entrepreneurship with balance, even though I don't really feel like that exists, but she claims it does. But you get what I'm saying? Like, she runs a business, so she understands things that I'm saying and, like, my mindset. Whereas I don't know if someone who doesn't run a business would be able to share some of the same thought processes that I would share. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe for you, you're very religious, so you would want someone who is a Christian based therapist, right? Everyone has their own things that are important to them. So not every counselor will be a good fit for you. Some people want a counselor who is the same gender as them, or some people want a counselor who also has kids or who's a single parent because they can understand those struggles that you're struggling with. You get what I'm saying? So you do have to vet them, and you may have to go to different counselors until you find that right fit. But you'll know when you find the right one, like the energy will be right. You just feel like they can connect with you. And I don't really know how else to explain it other than like they just it'll just feel right. You'll just feel like, okay, I think this person is a good fit for me. Like I think that they can relate to me. And so since you feel like they can relate to you, you're gonna be more willing to receive what they say to you. Even though I feel like all counselors probably say the same thing. I've never been to counseling school, so I don't know, but I assume they're all pretty much taught the same thing. But sometimes it's not really about what is being said, it's about who is saying it. Same with like content creation and, different creators that you watch. Like they could all be saying the same thing, but it might be a particular creator that you just feel like really resonates with you. So, if you're watching a whole bunch of fitness or weight loss content, right, they could all be saying caloric deficit, but you might just relate to this particular influencer because maybe they were overweight and you're overweight, or maybe they had a gastric bypass surgery and you had one, right? So it does make sense. You have to find where you feel most comfortable. But I do encourage everyone to go to get counseling and to work on their mental health and to work on loving themselves and having confidence in themselves. And you'll realize that you can do anything. So if we bring all this back to weight loss, I think the biggest reason why I was unsuccessful with losing weight in the past was because I didn't prioritize mental health. I was just prioritizing looking better, right? I was just prioritizing trying to squeeze into a pair of jeans that no longer fit. And once I did that, once I got past those jeans and they became too big, it became less about what I look like physically, but more about how losing weight and exercising makes me feel internally. Do you get what I'm saying? I think taking care of your body is one of the biggest forms of self-love. And also removing yourself from toxic environments. Well, I would say that's first. I believe mental health is first because once you have a strong foundation mentally, everything else follows. Literally everything else follows. So once you realize that you are him, you are her, you deserve to be respected. You deserve to be loved respectfully. You don't deserve to be talked down to. You don't deserve bullshit. You deserve the best. So once you realize that, everything else follows without any type of effort. It just follows. You're not going to eat like shit because you believe that you deserve better. And you know how eating like shit makes you feel. Makes you feel tired, sluggish, you don't have any energy. You're probably constipated, right? Like, let's just be real. But when you start eating more vegetables and you start eating more unprocessed foods, you start to feel better. You're not heavily reliant on caffeine. You're not struggling to go to bed at night. You're having normal bowel movements, which is more than one time a day. Believe it or not, look it up. Seriously, you just feel better. Your skin starts to clear up. You'd be surprised that the reason why a lot of people have like really bad acne and really bad skin is because of the dairy. I know I'm vegan. I don't want y'all to think this is like me trying to promote veganism, but I'm just being dead ass serious. Like some of the foods that we eat, like fried foods, soda, dairy, if you struggle with nice skin, you would be surprised how if you just took those things out of your diet, how much clearer your skin would be. And I'm not sitting here saying that's everyone's problem, right? If you're on birth control, that could affect how your skin looks or whatever. But I'm just saying you would be surprised. So just work on your mental health. Work on spending more time by yourself. It really is a beautiful thing. And you'll start learning how to depend on yourself. One other thing I could say real quick is a lot of people are codependent. It's like everyone needs someone for something. But when you get to that point on your mental health journey, when you realize you are the source, you don't need anybody outside of you, you become a very strong person. And that's one thing that I learned. I used to be very codependent on other people. Like I needed other people to validate me. I needed other people to make me feel like I am somebody because I didn't feel that within myself. But once I became isolated, once I started working on my mental health, I realized that the only person I need to depend on is myself, and within me is God. And I'm not trying to make this a religious thing, source, Allah, whoever, but I'm just saying everything that I need is within me. So now, if I did have friends and the friendship ended, I wouldn't be devastated because I know that I'm okay by myself. Before I was devastated because I felt like I needed friends to be validated. Do you get what I'm saying? Now I don't need to seek someone's opinion on if I should start a YouTube channel. I've told you all that story before because if I feel like it's right, if something in my soul is telling me to do this, then I know that it's right. Just like I told you guys when I quit my 9 to 5, everyone had an issue and had a problem and were calling me all types of names and not agreeing with my decisions, but it was something within me telling me that the time is now. And it was now back then. And I haven't looked back since. So I have learned how to trust my gut, and I have instances on where trusting my gut every single time has been the best thing for me to do. So, but you're only going to learn that through being by yourself. If you constantly have people in your ear telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, you can't hear your gut because you got everyone else telling you these things and giving you their opinions about stuff they don't even know. You notice that? It's always people who don't even know that are the ones telling you what you should do. There's always people who ain't never bought a house telling you how to buy a house. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, because it's true. It's always that. It's always people who ain't never started a business telling you not to start a business. They ain't even started one. They ain't even got one up and running. You get what I'm saying? So spend time by yourself. It's a beautiful thing. All right? If you guys want to see what we did yesterday, make sure you guys click right here. I go to the bathroom. Pre-workout. Look at all this water I drank. This was full this morning. And I got 32 ounces left. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.